If you've ever watched a stock blow past its expected move after earnings, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Folks, we are back. It's a Thursday, which means it's another day to extract some money from the market, and it's the start of another NFL week. Let's go ahead and grab it. 13's in the back. We're ready to rip.
Welcome to Benzinga Live Trading.
Let's see if this actually kind of comes back.
Way out of control, got way too high.
All right. Hey, I will take that. I will absolutely take that.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Live Trading. And it looks like we're going to have a pretty decent day on our hands, especially if you're a Micron holder. By the way, for any of you that stick around, how about Anne-Marie? I'm not sure she's come up with a losing trade on some of these earnings trades. Absolutely smoking them. You could probably pay your mortgage by just following her. So really, really awesome stuff. Great to see a whole bunch of returning faces. Man, there are a ton of people in here. The energy is great. Let's go ahead and bring on 13. 13, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How is everybody else? Congratulations on all you Micron holders. That thing is flying today, but I think it needs to cool off a little bit here. We're very extended on RSI, but looking great. Hopefully you guys are making some great money in that one.
Okay. Really, really good stuff. Let's go ahead and just dive in to the market. We got some movers to take a look at, but not a whole lot here, 13, at least not yet. So we'll probably end up taking a whole lot of stocks that you folks want to take a look at. Really quickly, I think there was one morning. I love this comment, Shaka. Morning all. It's like smashing time. Lion Atlas says Micron is going to make my day.
Oh, it probably already has.
Pretty awesome. Jay Rice says 13. So much for being bearish on SPY and Nvidia. You should tag me in that too, because remember I had Google puts that are going to expire worthless after this move. So that's just how it goes. Edward, we think you're the best. We think you're the best, and we are absolutely thrilled that you join us here every morning. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the SPY here and talk about it. We are trading up here again. 575 looks to be the high print of the pre-market here today. This is, like we had mentioned, on the backs of those Micron earnings, which were quite good. And the stock is really performing quite well. So good stuff there. SPY, blue sky territory. 13. What do you got here on the SPY?
Got a little bit of that weakness we were looking for, but not nearly what I was looking for. I was talking about taking out those last three real bodies, the daily candles, and didn't really get past the second one before we turned around and came back up. So market's still ripping here, and Micron, like you said, helping that lift it higher as well as with the China stimulus. I think that's really the big reason for this massive move up here. Not that Micron isn't helping lift the semis, but I think more of this is coming from the China stimulus helping lift, not just one sector, but all sectors.
And the other thing about that whole China thing is you actually had David Tepper on CNBC this morning saying that he was long China. That interview actually concluded, I think, about an hour ago. That was pretty close here, or pretty recent, I should say. So maybe that's bringing some more people in here. But yeah,
Brian Jones is, making the comment. So September wasn't bearish at all. It's really surprising, being how this is one of the, historically, the worst, one of the weakest cycles that we get in here this part of the year. September is usually pretty bad, so I'm starting to wonder maybe it's going to be October. We do have that strike in the West Coast. I'm sorry, the East Coast ports coming up. That's certainly going to cause some economic turmoil. That happens on October 1st, so I'd say let's try to enjoy this rally while we can. I still think that we need to turn around here. We're getting pretty extended, but I've been ringing that bell for a while. I know that Jay Rice is probably rolling back his eyes so hard in the back of his head that he probably fell out of his chair by now. But I still think that this market is pretty overcooked, and we do need to come back in a little bit so that we can go higher.
Yeah, I mean, both things can be true, right? The market can be really kind of high on valuations and overcooked and then still go up. And remember some of those adages, the market can remain crazy longer than you can remain solvent, whatever it actually is. We'll get to another one here. Amanda saying printing on AM's trades, Anne Marie's trades, while I sleep is my favorite. Good old Uncle Warren said you should find a way to make money while you sleep. Otherwise, you will work until you die. Amanda, looks like you can check that one off the list. We found a way to do that. All we got to do is take some of these butterflies on Anne Marie. Really, really good stuff there. Okay. Irrational. Thank you. Thinking about it. Irrational. I misquoted it, but I knew you folks were going to be here to help me out with that. I knew it, and you did not disappoint. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here at Micron. That's going to be ticker MU. You can see where this is. Look at this. Big pop. We actually up here at 112.87, up 17 points. 17 points. The expected move on this, I believe, was $10. Once again, I got that by adding the current month's at the money call and put and then multiplying it by 80%. That gave me about $10.16, so 10 and change. We are up 17.9%. We're up 17 points here on Micron. The really good thing about the daily chart that you can see here is this gap is actually taking us above the 50 and the 200. We are just shy of the 100 at 114.82. We'll see if that gets tested here today. What do you think here on Micron 13?
I think we're just above the fair value estimate according to Morningstar, and I think that it's had a pretty good move. We need to. What is that you have there that's coming into? The price is coming up to that's at 114.80.
That's the 100-day. That's the 100-day.
I feel like we were talking about this morning. This move is probably overcooked, but we're getting a lot of in the chat. Just keep riding this train until it hits the train station, I suppose. But it's probably not a great question to ask me because everybody knows what kind of side I'm on with this. I think information technology and the semis are overcooked, and they need to come in. The thing about Micron is that they're not the only supplier of memory chips, so there's literally no economic moat there. As soon as some other company comes along that can produce the same quality for a cheaper price, Micron probably ends up becoming something closer to Intel. But that's a high speculation statement. But if Micron's continuing to provide the returns, of course, keep trading it. They also have a dividend that they announced. It's no increase, but they are paying that out, I believe, in October next month. Mm-hmm. So there's that to look forward to as well.
Okay, so here we go. Let's see. I want to hear, folks, about your trade ideas here with Micron. If you were already in this and you're just ringing the register and banking gains, me and the rest of the group are going to be happy with you. But what I'm specifically asking about or talking about here today is going to be new trades. One of the things that I'm going to be looking at here in Micron is the little pre-market setup that I often do on some of these larger stocks after earnings. I basically have this channel marked off, and if we break up or break down and then retest the channel, we'll try to hop on that for a day trade. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here with Micron, but I want to hear what you folks are doing with this here today. Now let's go ahead and take care of some of the movers, and then we'll come back and take a look at any stocks that you or the chat wants to look at. I guess I should just say you, and that includes 13 and the chat. So we'll just make it a little bit easier. Let's start here with the movers. Now, this one's funny, right? Because this is T-Bio. 13, we were talking about this yesterday, right? We literally did a scan yesterday that T-Bio came up on, and then this morning it's up here 120%.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not that we were able to kind of pinpoint the news on why it's moving, but we identified it as one that could potentially make this move, being that it's within the theme that we've been trading on pretty much for a good portion of this year. These, they're highly shorted, have low floats, get recompliance, recent reverse split, all those different things. Biotech, even your call with biotech last year saying that they might end up being good this year. That's pretty much been the case. They got this partnership with the Beckman Coulter Life Sciences that's helping it send it up this morning, and it's got 406,000 shares in the float, so very, very low micro float, easy to move around. This was the one where we were talking about the reverse split, the one for 18 happening on May 9th. I mentioned that a long time ago back then, saying, hey, this could be the next one to go. It took a while before it did. This is not the first move it's had. I think it's like the second or third. But this company still needs cash. So I'd be a little bit careful with this one. I think we can get some pretty good movement out of it today. But let's keep the reminder out there that these are not holds. These are just day trades because they could raise that cash at any time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. And this one does actually look like this might give a trading opportunity here today. In fact, let me turn off some of these EMAs. I can put them back on if we need to identify some of those targets, but it sure looks like this is flirting with the VWAP and trying to get through it. Again, one thing that we're going to look for here, volume pop through that key level would be ideal for a potential trade. By the way, I have it muted, but I see here that the Micron CEO is giving an live interview here on CNBC. Stock's now up 18%. I'm going to wait on that till the opening print, see how it does right out of the open. Then we'll come up with some trading ideas there. All right, let me go back here to move. Oh, by the way, for any of you that see the movers list kicking out there, I think I actually did figure out what's going on. So I'm optimistic I'm going to be able to get that solved in the long term here, just for all you pro members out there. Now, next one on the list here is going to be KTTA, Kilo Tango Tango Alpha. This is Pasitha Therapeutics. Did I get that right? Pasitha? I don't know. We'll see. But ticker's KTTA. Pasitha Therapeutic shares are trading higher after the company announced safety, tolerability, pharmacokinetic, and preliminary efficacy data for the first 2 cohorts of patients in its phase 1 clinical trial. So this is driving KTTA higher here. The interesting note has actually been the price action here this morning. We had an impulse move right when the pre-market opened. We came all the way back in, which is normal. We see that a lot. We see those pretty good corrective moves. But then we went right back to the highs, consolidated, and then broke some new highs. And we did all of this with some pretty good volume. Sometimes in these pre-market moves, you'll see a lot of volume on the initial pop, and then it kind of dries up. Well, we're not getting that here with KTTA. We're actually seeing multiple pretty sizable volume spikes here. So looking pretty good. Again, want to see what the opening print gives us here. But KTTA looks like it's flirting with 7 right here. Stock under 1 million shares in the float. Could be one of those low float ragers. 13. What do you think on this one? Ticker KTTA.
Yeah, so that's phase 1 preliminary efficacy. So they're not finished with this particular trial yet, and that's okay because they still have about 2 quarters left of cash for their runway before they need to raise some more. Company has 824,000 shares in the float, and they did they started this year off by doing a 1-for-20 reverse split on the 2nd of January. So for now, this is great news. It's not the only news we're going to get out of phase 1. So there's going to be another catalyst coming with this one in the form of complete phase 1 results, and then they're going to move on to phase 2, maybe 2A, 2B, depending on. I don't know much about the drug that they're testing, so I don't know how they're going to split that up. But they will have to raise cash at some point, but not yet. So this is going to be something to watch for some pretty good movement with not too much fear about them needing to raise cash. And we'll see just how high it goes. I don't think I have levels marked off yet, but this thing is already making moves in pre-market. So it might be one of those ones where you have to kind of just wait to see what it does at the open. It may come back down to VWAP.
Yeah, that's my thing here. Again, really want to see what happens at VWAP. Would love to be able to add this at a support level. So a pullback here would be ideal for a trade, KTTA. Okay, now the next one here on the list is going to be Yin. This is, of course, the levered 3X China Bull ETF. We're not surprised to see this trading up given some of the names in China. You had mentioned that a little bit earlier, 13. About China names kind of being on or trading up after that stimulus, excuse me. So not really a whole lot to cover here. I think that if we're going to talk about what's going on here and different trading ideas, we might be able to, in addition to the ETFs, talk about some of the individual names. But that's why this is on the Gapper list. I'm just going to move on for right now. Micron is also on here, but we already covered that as well. Next here is going to be New Canna. This is ticker NCNA, November Charlie, November Alpha. We do have a catalyst here. This looks like this popped in the after hours yesterday. New Canna shares are trading higher after the company announced a U.S. patent grant covering its NUC 7738 composition of matter. So 13, what on earth is going on here with NCNA?
I don't know. They got a patent.
That's exactly that.
They
That's
got a
is
patent.
exactly my thought, bro.
So you see the word patent, and that they got it, and then after everything after that is just la 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 la. So anyway, we have 1.64 million shares in the float. They have about a quarter, maybe 2 quarters worth of cash for to keep on moving along here without. I think they don't have any revenue. They did a 1 for 25 reverse split on April 16th. So it has a that resulted in the 1.64 million share float, and that's about all I have on NCNA.
Yeah.
As far as levels go, this one kind of looks similar to T-Bio, how it was trying to it's made 3 different attempts to try and break over a particular resistance level. If you look at the T-Bio, I think that level might have been 550. Just couldn't close above it really. And with this one, that level appears to be something in the vicinity of maybe $4. Seems like $4 is the level it wants to try to get back over, because we've had one successful in the after hours yesterday break and close over that, and we came right back in. And then and then that happened again in the after hours. Got over 4, came back in. Same thing this morning. So we'll be looking at once we get back over VWAP, if that happens, 4 could, if we get a close or a breakout above 4, we could see this really start to move. But that's speculating. Let's see what happens at the open.
Yeah, indeed. And the first thing we need to do here is obviously clean out that VWAP. We're finding resistance at it. We've tried to trade above that VWAP multiple times here in the pre-market, really unable to hold that move. That's what we really want for a long side trade here. So good stuff there. NCNA. Okay, a couple more here. Go to. This is one that we've taken a look at before. We've seen this one on the relative volume scanner. This is up 17% here in the pre-market. Didn't see any news on Go to. TAL, this one's up here. TAL Education, I believe this is also one of the China names. Shares of Chinese stocks are trading higher following a report suggesting China will issue up to $284 billion of sovereign debt as part of its stimulus package. So we're seeing a whole bunch of different China names here. You'll notice JD, PDD, KWeb. Which one did you say?
CWeb.
CWeb on there as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much it here for the movers. What other stocks do you folks want to take a look at? Rustam, I see that you're talking about the hurricane there. We actually talked about this a little bit yesterday on Happy Hour, some hurricane stock. First of all, before we even talk about the stocks, anyone that is in the path of this hurricane, it looks like it's not even just Florida anymore. Looks like this is going to actually go up into Georgia as well.
Georgia,
so
Carolina,
for our Atlanta friends, I know Carmen, you're out there. Just hopefully everyone here is safe and ready for this. We'll see what happens, but as far as GNRC, right? GNRC. As far as some of the plays that often get played around hurricanes, we have a couple of them here, right? First one is going to be GNRC. Why is it so difficult for me to get that out? I don't know. GNRC, this is Generac Holdings. They make a great product. It's a great company. This is the one that everyone talks about when it comes to hurricanes. So maybe this might be the most crowded one. I don't necessarily have a trade plan with this. Some other stocks to take a look at would be Lowe's, ticker LOW. And if you take a look at the daily chart, you can see some of these are near their highs. Home Depot would be another one that I'd throw in there. Very, very similar chart to Lowe's. And then FLR here, really depending on the damage and who's going to fix some of that, FLR might be another one. So just a couple of plays there to take a look at. I'm curious to take a look at what any of you folks want to do. 13, do you have one, or should I just take one here from the chat?
I think, I brought up insurance companies yesterday, and I don't think that's necessarily ones that we want to take to the long side. I mentioned yesterday during Happy Hour that insurance companies might be better shorts because when it came to Barrel that we got earlier this year in July, you can look at a lot of different insurance companies and see that after that happened, like this in the coming days after that happened, and it was realized that the category 1 that hit didn't cause as much damage. A lot of those insurance stocks ended up rallying. So I think with this one, this Helene hurricane being a category 4, there's a larger potential for catastrophic damage to where insurance companies may have to end up shelling out for claims. So I think there might be a bearish angle here to this particular hurricane as opposed to Beryl. But that's just my thought. I'd like to get everybody else's thoughts on that as well.
Okay, so that's what's going to go on here. You got another homework assignment. The first one is, how are you trading Micron? Second one is, what do you think about hurricane trades based on what we see here today? I guess it's supposed to make landfall on Friday tonight, so maybe this is going to be. Is that
it's
right?
Going to make landfall today.
During the day. Okay.
Well, it's going to be it's going to be towards the evening, but as of right now, there's parts of the western coast of Florida that are actually getting hit with storm surge because of its proximity to that area. But it's actually going to be hitting the Big Bend of Florida, so that's where the landfall is going to be made. It should be in the evening of today, probably about 8 or 9, I think is when it's supposed to make landfall.
Okay. Well, so we might actually not get some of these reports and some of these ideas until tomorrow's session. But I did want to mention it here in case anyone wants to take a look at them or monitor them early. Okay. Let's take some charts from the chat. Marie, I'm trading until we lose power. LOL. Tell you what, that is some dedication, Marie. That is exactly the type of heart that we're looking for out of this group. Stay safe, Marie. Hopefully everything's okay for you.
Beach Bum, good morning. And yes, Berkshire, I believe, owns Geico.
Yes.
So that's I don't know how much of their Florida, how much of Florida is covered by Geico, but yeah, that would be the angle there. And I think that, I don't know if there's any other way to play that aside from the Berkshire stock, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. So it'd be the names that you can actually reach to the like Progressive or Allstate, things like that. And maybe some ETFs like KIE. Just some thoughts. But I don't think that the insurance companies are going to fare as well as they did with Beryl, because if you look at what happened in the days following Beryl, like a day or two later, all the stocks started going up.
We looked at that yesterday. That was wild. That was wild to see. Okay, really quickly here. You guys really brought the heat today. Looks like everyone here is prepared and ready to go, and that just makes me happy. You guys are literally giving me energy, so that's great. Jay Rice, another just banger comment here. Today's move is why it's so hard to be a day trader. Awesome that you are recognizing that and letting the group know. We try to say that but without being discouraging. All the move is overnight, and unless you are willing to do that, you missed out bigly. Indeed, this is something that we have been commenting on for a long time. Shout out to the entire pre-market prep crew and chat who has also been aware of this for some time. I know Dennis has been on this for a long time. Really, really good stuff here. Despite this, we are still going to try and make some hay here with moves that we can control.
Is the market going to open today?
What's that?
Is the market going to open today?
Yeah,
of course. So we're going to trade it.
I see where you see. That wasn't even. I know where you're going there. So exactly, we're going to look for whatever we can. But Jay is bringing up a really good point here. I think we should not lose sight of that.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
if Brian. Let's trade it, man. I'm sorry. I keep getting excited about the market opening.
Look, there's no reason to be sorry about that. This is what we do. Brian here is saying, trying to see which direction the SPY goes before I open a trade. Brian, I'm with you on that one. I really have nothing else that I'm positioned in from yesterday that's really new. At this point, I've pretty much given up on my Google puts. I think we're just going to kind of rip to highs. We'll see. Maybe we do kind of come in a little bit and then have a really bloody day tomorrow, but I'm not gonna hope or expect that. Okay, I know we're running out of time here. RZLV Edward, you had brought this one up. Edward, you didn't really give me any context here. You just said any thoughts. Well, my first thought is thank God that you guys were mentioning this yesterday because we actually had a great move here right towards the end of the show. And then we got another one in the afternoon where this actually broke that high, came back in. In fact, if I put the VWAP in here, look how great this was. Came into VWAP and then ripped off of it on the expanding volume, which is literally what we look for every single day here as part of the system. So my thoughts here are we got a really good move yesterday, or a really good setup yesterday. I'm hoping we get something similar today. You can see when the pre-market opened, the price actually dipped a little bit right back down to that VWAP, and we are a little bit higher here. This, though, again, one that I really want to observe the opening print on. You can see yesterday that the tradable moves that we want to be a part of, at least for long side trades, were accompanied by big volume. It is exactly one of the triggers that we're going to observe today. So if we don't get that, there's a no trade here for me on RZLV. If we do get some of this expanding volume, I expect to, at a minimum, take a look at this. I actually did all right with this one, and Octo carried the day yesterday. So
we are to open.
Okay. Oh wow, we ran. I tell you what, that pre-market goes by fast, doesn't it? Goes by fast ever since we get on here.
KTTA pushing up out of the open here.
KTTA, you said?
Mm-hmm. Be careful. This one was the one that we were wanting to see a little bit of reversion to VWAP. There we go. It's coming back in now. NCNA also coming in. Go to that one. This one, go to might be one of those ones that just is really hard to trade and might get these intermittent pops because the float's so large. So maybe go to is one that we'd be a little bit more careful with. This could end up leaking all day.
KTTA, big rip there. By the way, Micron first move was higher off the VWAP as well. Let me see if I can get my scanner to load here. Let me just give this a good old refresh. FMC, big power candle right off the open. You just love to see that as well.
Crow, you're an X-Cur? Man, we were just talking about that yesterday. What's it doing? Oh, okay.
MU 114.5 as that continues to go higher here.
Now, Crow, is this something you're going to swing, or are you just actually looking for this to move today? I'm curious. Please help me. All right, so T-Bio, this thing.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out what on earth is going on. It was just working a second ago.
Yeah,
just give me a sec here, 13. Yep,
no
go
problem.
ahead.
No, I'll just talk about what's happening. T-Bio, it popped out of the open, hit VWAP, and then it reversed. Blew through 65 EMA on the 5-minute. Next one to help catch it's going to be down at the 200 EMA, which is at 425. Give her a minute. Okay.
What's that? Sorry, I'm still trying to fix this. I'm sorry.
No
I'm
worries.
sorry.
I'm just responding to what Crow was saying. He's saying give X-Cur a minute. Okay. You know what? I'll do that. Just to see what it does. All right, KTTA still pushing up here. Looks like 740 is the price to get through here. As it just took that out. There was a bit of a sell order wall there. Next one is 744, then 750.
Okay.
LASE popping.
My goodness. TAL also popping, by the way. I'm actually just going to use the movers here for right now. I'm not sure what on earth is going on with the scanner.
LASE has news. Bring laser-powered robotic handheld systems to Asia Pacific region through Brock, Australia partner. That's LASE.
Okay.
All right, KTTA, what are we doing? Going higher? We're going to take out 750.
Here,
Looks like
let me bring that up.
Looks like that popped a little bit a second ago. T-Bio, that came down to 440. Coming back up now. So looking for 425 for some support if it gets down there. Well done, Line Atlas. Make that money. Thinking about it, mentioning UAL, United Airlines. Oh, they are up almost 6.5%. What's going on here? Southwest Airlines 2.0, global partnerships, red-eye flights, assigned seating, and modernized fleet. Now, where are they getting those airplanes from? Boeing. All right, here we go with KTTA pushing back up to 740. Is it going to take it out?
By the way, Micron here. So Micron did that little pop and then came back in. Now it actually looks like it lost VWAP.
Looks like KTTA put in a big old sell wall at 744, helping pushing this price down. See if we get some VWAP support here with that that maneuver, or if it takes that wall out. Maybe that's what happens next.
On KTTA here?
Yeah, LASE, man, this thing just absolutely skyrocketed. 1250 to 1375. First 5 minutes here. Buy
nice
gold.
Little flag too.
I won't say don't buy gold, but I mean, it has been running. I own silver, so I'm happy there. Go to. Here we go. Got a little pop. There's one of the pops we said that could happen. Might leak after that, but we'll see. It's got a few more walls here. 372, 374, and 380. There's a lot of sell orders in the way here for this to go higher, but nice little move out of there.
Smoke Tuna calling KTTA down move. I'd actually love for this to come into the VWAP here on KTTA. That'd be great. Let me know, Tuna. Let me know. You got it, Alex. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Micron continuing to come in here. Let me actually bring that chart up. We're not at the bottom end of the range that I had flagged. Actually, what?
Smoke Tuna nailed it. KTTA. There it went. Bango.
All right, that is coming in towards the VWAP here. We'll see. Sorry, I got distracted there. Let me go back.
Sorry, I interrupted. Sorry.
It's all right. Going back to Micron here, the channel that I have here is from yesterday's after-hour session. So we'll see if we end up coming in here. I'd be surprised if it actually broke that. It is moving down. All I see here is sell candles. This could just be profit takers from yesterday. Here is KTTA. We didn't actually print that VWAP, although we did knife.
I have it touching my VWAP, but I know that my VWAP's a little bit different than yours. Just bounced right off that, but also another EMA I have right there as well. All right.
Does KTTA follow the same pattern as Octo yesterday? Drop, then rip. Well, if it does, that would be great, right? Get us down here to the VWAP. Get us some type of entry. That would really be ideal. And then let's rip and see where it is. I'd love it if we got that. We'll see, though.
You know what's been doing...
DADA.
You know what's been doing good this morning has been pretty much every single one of those stocks that Tim Melvin gave us yesterday. Almost every single one of those names? Although almost every single one of those is up today.
The speech. So that Powell speech, I believe that was right now. It was, let's see. Let me give you some highlights from it. It was nothing important was said. It was just opening remarks. So we're actually going to have that video uploaded a little bit later. Let me see. What time was that?
So he was the opening act. Oh yeah, T-Bio coming back, recaptured. Well, it's trying to recapture VWAP.
Trying to recapture the VWAP right there.
Yep. It does. Looks like it could take it back up to 510, maybe higher.
Here we go on T-Bio. Oh, yes. Thank you, devs. My scanner is back. All right.
Getting a mention on MSTR and ASTS. Not
right.
Not the same areas, but MSTR for Bitcoin, ASTS for that space company.
Dude, scanner is. There are a ton of names on the scanner. We are ripping here. Here is Micron, by the way. You were saying which one? T-Bio. God, it's way too fast for me. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, so that Powell speech, by the way, that was 9:20 Eastern. It was just opening remarks in a pre-recorded video. So there was nothing new in there. For anyone that was looking for that Powell data, that's what's going on here. Pre-recorded speech on video, nothing new.
LASC had that nice pop to 1375 and has come right back down to 1263. Be careful. Hopefully you're not getting killed in this one because that was an absolutely wild move. GOTU now coming back in, almost down to start, but VWAP is currently holding it up. NCNA, this has not been great this morning. Tried to recover, so VWAP smacked it down. KTTA still bouncing off VWAP, looking to recover. Have an intraday high print here of 749. That's higher than all the pre-markets.
This to me looks like this is going to roll back over. 659 would be your spot there on KTTA for a potential long if it gets down there and holds. NVIDIA at the highs. Yeah, nobody should be surprised about that. That should be expected here this morning, given that move on Micron. Look at that. And actually, Micron, I know we were just talking about that. That was selling off here a little bit. Looks like buyers are stepping in. Never mind. Right back to those. See if we get some new lows here on Micron. I would say 108 on the downside here. If this continues to pull, probably have some room here to 108. Continuing to pull here, actually broke 11 into a 110 handle.
I'm looking for 105.50 on Micron for support.
Okay.
That's what the 200-day SMA is.
Okay, 108 and 105.50 downside targets. Let's see if we get there. That'd be awesome. All right, now that I'm kind of back in the saddle here, let's start looking for some trades. AMD, there is no try mentioning AMD here today. That also trading up with some of those other chip names. EDU, this one popped and then came back in. TME, that's a Chinese name. That's popped and staying higher here.
So we're over the 50-day SMA on Intel. But today it's it's looking a little weaker. But if we can hold above that 50-day SMA for several days, that would be a good indication that we're going higher.
Anyone trading Intel along with 13 there?
Oh, Intel's just, I'm not trading it. It's just something I'm holding on to for a while. It's beaten up pretty bad. Eventually it's going to end up being much better. They just came out with some AI chips to help compete with NVIDIA. They're not as fast, but the cost of ownership is much lower and they're cheaper to make. Hollow volume. Oh, geez, here it goes. Now, one thing about Hollow that I saw on the news feed this morning that I thought was like, it almost made me roll my eyes, but I thought it was interesting. There, from Friday, there was a report about how their assets have increased. Their total assets increased. Now, I haven't looked too much of it into this, but it's supposed to have created some, more robust shareholder equity. It's just, I think it's just moving off the, the relationship trade here.
Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, all red. You could add Amazon to that too. That just went green to red.
All right, let's see here. So yeah, Amazon, right? What kind of insider selling do we have today? That's always fun to look at.
Did we get that on Amazon?
I haven't. I'm going to look at all the Mag 7s.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
So let's see here. Nothing out of Amazon since the 5th of September. It's been mostly NVIDIA that has been seeing the selling, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious how Huang is, saying he's not going to sell anymore per his plan, and then a director comes and turns around and sells 2 million shares for about 33% of what Huang sold over 3 months. Stock rips, but okay.
You like that?
Sure.
Do you like that?
All right, so that was it for T-Bio. Couldn't recapture VWAP.
Nope.
Got a little bit of a pop up to 5, which was nice, but now it's headed back towards the 200 EMA. So XCurve still not seeing a whole lot.
All right, so KTTA did come down to that 663. It printed the VWAP and then it bounced. Now I'm a little bit late to this, so this bounce, I wonder how it's going to go here. We are bouncing off that VWAP though. KTTA
getting a mention on Duo.
Is that DUO? That's a penny stock now, right? Is that Duo?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay. That's Fang D. Yeah. That penny stock going for $1 here. Jay Wild, were you on this earlier? I feel like Jay Wild, you were all over this. Shot getting mentioned here in the chat as well. Ticker Shot, that safety shot. No, it doesn't have the volume. It doesn't have the volume we're looking for.
Yeah, I don't know what Duo's moving on. Maybe it's because it's one of those delisted or at risk of delisting kind of stocks. Oh, here we go with KTTA. This thing started to whip around.
See, I'm telling you, that bounced off the VWAP there.
Well, let's see if it can hold that. Is moving on, Will.
KTTA actually might sink here. So interesting. So my broker actually has a different VWAP. I know we talk about that a lot, and it looks like it's kind of going to both of those here. Interesting.
LASE might be turning around. Okay, well, that candle closed above VWAP and KTTA, so maybe we
maybe we can curl off the VWAP here. This is actually starting to turn into buying volume as well on KTTA. Be careful on this one, though. If this breaks away right from here, you got to have a plan just in case. I see NVIDIA calls coming across the wire there. Those look like new entry as well. Let me get NVIDIA up on another chart so I can keep an eye on that one. NVIDIA coming back in off those highs.
Nice, bro.
Nice job on Duo. Get a register ring there. KTTA, actually, this is feeling a little weak here. Like this might go down. Careful on this one. Careful on this one.
ATGA. Okay.
Micron, that dip is getting bought. And you know what? This doesn't surprise me at all, right? Any dip in Micron today, likely to get bought. Looks like that's what we're getting here. I'm shocked with how many stocks are on the scanner here today. There's a lot.
Stimulus.
A lot ripping here. Yeah.
All right, here we go with KTTA. I think this is going to end up breaking VWAP to the downside here.
Yeah, sure looks like that. Doesn't it feel heavy here? Feels like there's kind of like a weight sinking on this. Volume doesn't look great. Volume's really kind of compressing.
Yeah, just wait for that that buyer to come in and help lift it. Kind of like that. They're trying to lift it up now.
It's amazing how that happens, huh? Jay Diamond, let's help out our buddy here, Jamie Diamond. Anybody having issues on TOS? None of my orders are being accepted. I think it's spelled wrong, but I know what you mean. Or greatly delayed. I actually have not placed an order through TOS here this morning. I'll let you know if I do. Anyone else using TOS? You got anything for Mr. Diamond here?
I don't. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, here we go with KTTA trying to come back. Let's see if, oh, and then they just brought a bunch of sell orders in at 690. See if that gets taken out. We're trying to hammer it right now. I'll let them do that. NCNA has not been great this morning. So at some point, I feel like there's going to be some bottoming. Not sure when that happens. Maybe it doesn't happen until down to 3. But not been great this morning. T-Bio also losing 200 EMA. Sorry, go ahead.
All good. So Jay Rice saying his toss is fine. Edward saying his toss is fine. Jamie, it looks like that might just be for you. I've had this problem where you put out a market order and it just floats around and then finally executes not even near the price that you had put it out there. Very, very frustrating. Looks to be limited to you. I would follow Brittany's advice here. Message their chat. I've actually had pretty good experiences with their chat in the past. Looks like David has placed a few orders. No problem. You know what? Maybe try the collect garbage on Thinkorswim. You click on the help tab and then click on the system sub tab and then click on collect garbage. That might help. Otherwise, I would open a support with their chat.
Wally asking about FFIE. Man, this thing is just, this is the Faraday future. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is moving.
KTTA looks like that broke down and then tried to come right back up. Their buyers are not going to let this go, but boy, oh boy, this feels heavy.
Okay, so what's going on here with FFIE?
Jay saying Mullen is not participating in the overnight move. That should be pretty good for your short, huh? Mullen participating in the overnight move, lol.
So FFIE with leadership changes that were effective a few days ago. New, I guess they're replacing the CFO. Don't know how that's going to really help this this company that seemingly loves to reverse split and it's, you know, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. That seems what's going on.
It looks like you had a day trade opportunity here. Volume push, move above VWAP right to the highs. Grats if you caught it, man. FFIE. We're always talking about that. NVIDIA rolling over now. So NVIDIA was at the highs earlier. Boy, oh boy, do things change fast in this market. NVIDIA right back down to 126, although it is bouncing here. This is actually a spot that it turned around in the pre-market as well.
T-Bio down to 4. Yeah.
Wow. How about KTTA? Did that break down yet? Let's take a look here. KTTA. No. Okay. So it's still holding the 665 area. Volume is definitely compressing. I mean, we're really going to need volume flow for this thing to turn around.
It might go lower. I need to see a recapture of VWAP, but if it can't do that in like the next 10 minutes, it might end up going lower.
Yeah, I'm with you on there. Jay Diamond, you're awesome. Thank you very much. I'm just going to pretend you were saying that to me, and I'm going to take that as a compliment. Did the collect garbage work for you? Did that help at all? Just be curious for anyone else that runs into that problem, because that's not a new thing for Thinkorswim. DUO getting mentioned here, that at $1. So we moved out of penny stock territory right to $1. Volume actually still looks really good on this one, especially you compare it to some of the other names that we're looking at here today. T-Bio also getting mentioned. That is at below, sorry.
No, sorry, Duo best volume since May. This could probably end up going to 2 if we keep this up. But on the daily chart, the current price is very, very extended here. It's 82 RSI, almost 83. Okay. T-Bio turning around. Looks like it's trying to. Let's see if it can recapture 425 first.
DTSS, sorry, I missed the halt call on this one. Good stuff, Jonathan Cooper. This is open going towards the highs. Looks like that initial high print there, we had, what, 287? So here we are, 280s now, looking like new highs coming, DTSS right here.
Might get a little resistance here, but if it can break through, let's see what it can do with 475. Maybe it gets up to there. There's a gap fill coming once we get above 355. That gap starts at, looks like 375 to 460. We get a gap.
DTSS pulling off that high but not breaking down, so that's pretty good news. Nick Sanders here. First of all, Nick saying, I'm in Florida, so I'm not taking any trades. If the power internet goes out, I'm stuck at a stop. So first of all, Nick, we hope that you and your family are going to be fine with this hurricane. Let us know if there's any way that we can help. As far as the actual trading goes here, I think this is super, super smart, right? This is a way, if you are at all skeptical that you're going to lose your connection to your broker, don't take things that you need to babysit. For those of you that are nimble on your phone, maybe that's a backup option here. But again, if you're not used to that, that can create more problems than it solves. KTTA still hanging in there and actually trying to bounce.
Yep.
See if we end up getting a bounce there. KTTA, little size there at 690. Really, 7 is the test on the way up here, though.
Not looking too bad, especially if it's getting that support from that 650 area.
Yep.
That's where it was getting resistance, in after hours and part of the morning. But once we got above that, it's been some pretty good support.
What I really like to see here with KTTA volume, it kind of compressed, and now it looks like maybe it's starting to expand.
Let's see, how far are we into this one? It still looks like it's kind of going down. Doesn't look like the volume's really
again here.
Doesn't look like the volume's really expanding quite yet, but
no, it's not.
Yeah, let's see what. I think give this one a little bit more time. It might be coming back under that. What is that? 650 area that I was mentioning.
Agreed, Marie, you're on fire here today. Pre-storm, I set up closing trades. Really good idea, right? Get that order sent out there. But agree, not taking new positions today either, except options. Okay, you guys are obviously prepared for this. I love to see that. Here, Jay Rice giving you kind of a general thesis for potential trade ideas right now. If you want a trade idea, there are lots of extended names. Look for perhaps a pullback after the quarter ends. Managers want to show the winners. Few names like Spot, Netflix, maybe even Tesla. Okay. Good morning, Mike. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Mike.
Mike, any news on you getting your old school name that everyone knows you as back? Any movement on that? KTTA refusing to break down here. You know, I'm starting to think that the longer this does this, the more likely we are to get a pop. Sorry?
Yeah, I was just mentioning, like, the longer we keep doing this, the more likely it turns around and goes up. You said it differently than I did, but yeah, I agree with that. Like,
Duo halted to the upside. Great job on this call, guys. One up for all of you. Duo 115 halt to the upside. This came from penny territory. Stock's up 130% here today. Wow. Tuna here. This is it. Buy below the VWAP on KTTA. If you're going to try that for a trade, don't chase it.
Here we go. It's popping now.
Oh, let me bring it back up. Sorry about that.
It's a great call. Just moments before it started doing it. Let's see if we can get this candle to close above VWAP now.
Manny, what's going on? Welcome,
Manny.
Welcome back.
Lean might want to have us take a look at the cues. He's saying there's a rally. Don't know what you're talking about.
you don't need to spam that though. Lean G, pretty sweet handle. You don't need to spam. One time is enough. If you keep doing that, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get you.
There we go.
I can actually bring the cues up for right now though, if you want.
Great call on KTTA.
Don't really see this rallying. I see this selling off.
He might be saying it's going to turn around, but Ryan, I think you need to look at KTTA.
We will. Did we know that this was going to go back up? We did. It's just awesome stuff here.
You had a great call.
Trimming into this move, by the way. Trimming into this move. We'll wait for this to set up. Maybe give us another one. Really good stuff there on KTTA. Smoke Tuna, you had the timeliest call. Of anyone that was talking about this, your call was unreal and how timely that was. I was a little early on that. All out there, though.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
I thought that was your call. If I missed it from somebody else.
I was watching it. I was watching it for that reclaim there. Took it on that potential curl. Just to go. We're 1 for 1 today. We're 1 for 1 today. It was kind of a small trade there, but we'll take it.
LASE. This looks like it's like it might get going here again. This needs a little more volume expansion, but it's holding above VWAP. Kind of compressing.
Am I crazy for wanting to try KTTA again down here?
JJ, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Try it. I might. You know what? We just made some profit. We're going to try this again. We're going to buy under VWAP here. I've got VWAP at 666. Okay, added a little right there. We'll see if this works out. Right. What do we got on the options? What do we got on the options coming across? Nothing crazy here that I see. How's Tesla doing? We haven't checked in on Tesla yet. Guys, stop at the day low there on the second trade here on KTTA. I've got that at 652. Is the stop?
Yeah, 260 in Tesla, a little bit higher than that, actually.
Tesla here, so it looks like we kind of came in a little bit. We're stopped at the VWAP there. Tom saying, I know you like Chipotle, and so do I. Yes, fact check, true. So do I, will you? Oh, so do I, comma, will you be playing it for an earnings play on October 29th? Let's take a look at Chipotle. You know what I'm going to do, actually? Let me put KTTA up here just in case we need to flip back to this one, because we're right at that VWAP, by the way. Actually, we're a little bit beneath VWAP right here. Okay, let me go back now to the bigger chart here. Let's take a look here at Chipotle. I am not in this. Last trade I did on Chipotle was a green one. That was a winner. So I'd be for this again. Looks like we're actually flirting with this 100-day here. Had a nice move off that recapture of the 200-day. Boy, this thing has, the 200-day has really told the story here on Chipotle. You know what we might do, Tom? October 29th. We got plenty of time. Got a month until these earnings. We might set up an Anne-Marie double butterfly for Chipotle and play earnings that way. I think that might be the plan. Now, if you want to play maybe a run into earnings, I'd watch this 100-day. If we can get a close above that, maybe we do trade towards 60, 65 in that month period. But for the actual earnings print, I think we might use the option market to define our risk ahead of the trade.
Are we going to consider Chipotle to be one of the recipients of AI earnings, since they now have robots cutting their avocados?
I don't think so. I'll tell you this. When I go into Chipotle, if I have to give my order to a robot, I'm probably walking out and going to the Naf Naf grill, which is right next to it. That's just me, though. FULC getting mentioned in the chat. Wow, this thing ripped. We were a little late. I'm a little late on this. You might not be. I'm a little late on this one. FULC. I'd actually like for this to pull back to the VWAP. See if we get that. Robocados.
Yeah. Chipotle eye.
Chipotle eye. Oh my gosh, we're dorks. But I'll take it.
I know.
I'll take it.
So the nice thing I see here about FULC is that even though we did just get a death cross here, big deal since Micron ignores that. It looks like the MACD and the VWAP are indicating that this is looking to go at least to maybe the 560s. There's a big gap fill that has to happen here, but that doesn't fill until all the way up to 830. Don't know that we're going to get up that high with FULC, but this is looking like it could at the very least get back up into the 5 handle. The gap is much bigger than that, Jonathan, but it looks like we could end up getting back up to a simple moving average that's up in that near that area.
So far, Smoke Tuna's call on buying KTTEA under the VWAP has worked, as we've now crossed above the VWAP. This is trying to spike. Look, if we get another trade up like we did this last candle here, I'm going to exit this second trade as well.
This has been a good one. KTTA has been fun.
Yeah, it has. And you know what else? I'm seeing a little bit of size there at 680 that just got deleted, a little bit more size there at 690, and then still some size there at 7. So all of these levels, this 680, 690, $7 level, I know it's just 10-cent increments, but clearly sellers are reloading shares for sale at those levels. As they get taken out, the stock seems to like to push up. If we take those out enough, maybe we really pop and go. We still have this kind of trend here. Let me draw this. From the open here, we're still kind of trending down. I'd really like to see that trend line get taken out for maybe one of these bigger moves where we can keep a trailer on.
There's that move in LASD after that compression. That was a nice pop. Don't know where we go with this one. It could still go higher, but need some more volume with this one. 1375 is the intraday high. We could get back up there on some volume expansion.
Good call here. So I was wondering why you keep calling LASE and I don't see it on my relative volume scanner. The reason here is because this stock has only traded 500,000 shares today. We're actually a little bit under that. So
it's spreading.
The big move that we're kind of waiting for, I think we're going to need to see a substantial tick up in the volume here in LASE. So far, though, these movements off the VWAP, these have been well done here, 13.
Group's killing it today.
Nobody is surprised with that. Nobody is surprised with that. SPY, by the way, tried to pop. That pop got sold. NVIDIA is still kind of trading sideways here. It's been
Lion Atlas. Stay safe, my man. With that storm or that hurricane, that's the one that's causing problems for you. GOTU, this is the large float one. This hasn't really made a huge move. Like we're talking, maybe 20 cents, maybe less than that. But this looks like it's trying to get above the intraday high of 365. This is going to be a slow move. Here we go. This is going to be a slow mover today, and that supply is too large to really give it the price action we're getting with these smaller micro float ones. But it might be a good one to play throughout the day, given how slow it moves.
Guys, KTTA
Oh wow.
We had a
LASD.
little bit of a spike there. Here we go. Come on, give us a move up to that trend line. Give me a move up. This has been pretty good. At this point now, we're going to take a page out of 13's book. Raise your stop so you cannot be hurt by this. That $7 level going to get tested here again. There's a little bit of size there, but nothing that it can't get.
LASD new intraday high. And then Brian Jones, sorry to hear that, man. Probably the best thing to do, backing off if things are not working out. We'll see tomorrow, or if you're heading off for now, we'll have a better day tomorrow, my man.
Yeah, one of the other things, if you're addicted like I am, and I say that endearingly, if you're addicted like I am and you have a rough day, sometimes moving, I don't know what broker you have. Maybe it's different for you. As a TD user, I always have access to it. There we go. KTTA popping here. Yep. God, we went right above 7. Didn't have enough time to sell there because I was on a soapbox, and now it's coming back in. Oh, don't stop me out. Don't do me dirty like that. Don't do me dirty. Oh, no. Stopped out on that. Oh, what a bummer. So that's what I get for flapping my gums there. I'm still going to look to reload KTTA here. Just had some orders out on that, and we're just going to keep following the plan. So technically that's 2 for 2, but that second one was for flat. So
that LASC just is making new intraday highs.
Let me go to that for you.
That compression was pretty key there, and now we are at 14. Super spready on this thing though, so be careful with this one. But I think the time to get into this for the move is already in. This would not be something to chase because it's very spready. You could get killed in this one. But man, look at that movement now, 14-12. Jeez.
Yeah, that was a pretty good move here. And KTTA still around that VWAP. Can't believe I just got stopped out of that. What a bummer. I'm going to try to look for some more entry here. I'd like to still follow Tuna's thing here and add this below VWAP. We'll see if we get down there.
All right. Hey, thanks for the mention there, Dan. NCNA now down to 3. So this was where we were basing yesterday. As soon as we hit 3, it just kind of went sideways from that day on. From that moment on, we did not go beneath it. Trading lower now. This thing is absolutely getting hammered. I don't know where this stops if it goes below 3 and stays down there. What is this, like the all-time low? Yeah. So, well, there you are. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I misspoke. All-time lows were about a week ago.
Smoke Tuna, to answer your question on KTTA, I have 2 VWAPs. I've got the one here in pro via trading view is 667, and the one in my broker here is 676. So it looks like I got about a 10-cent spread between the 2 VWAPs. Frankly, that's not the end of the world. It's just the way I had my orders set up for my plan in case I change away from the ticker. It is what it is. I'm not even really going to complain about that. And then also real quickly here, just to address this, Learn with Moses. Yes, we can ask about Sell H for Anne Marie. When does this company report earnings is going to be my question here, because her double butterflies. So this is not till the beginning of November. We can ask her about this, but generally speaking, she likes those double butterflies for binary events like earnings. We've got some time for that. Show up on Friday, though, and remind me, because if we have time, we can absolutely take a look at Sell H. That actually has pretty good volume in the option chain, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, well, maybe. There's some open interest there. Not a whole lot of volume at the moment, but I still think we might be able to set a trade up. Remind me about that when we get Anne-Marie back on Friday.
FULC, this one just got support from VWAP after it had a red candle after hitting 475, came back into VWAP. Getting support from VWAP and turning around. Still a little slow moving though. Maybe because it has that 50 million short float.
Sorry to interrupt. KTTA, this is back up to 7 there. Smoke Tuna with the comment of KTTA here today. KTTA, any pop will be sold, so play carefully. I completely agree with that. In fact, you've seen me selling into those pops that we've had. I'm actually disappointed I didn't sell into the last one. Lion Atlas asking, Ryan, are you in on ACN? No, not this time. I'm actually kind of kicking myself. I was trying to avoid that discussion. I'm actually kind of kicking myself because I didn't take any of the Anne Marie plays this time around, and I should have. I am not in Accenture at the moment.
Go Steve D has a question here that we can likely help him with. He goes, dumb question, but I'm more of a buy hold than a trader. If a day trade is not working, instead of selling a day trade at a loss, why wouldn't you just hold as a long? Well, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with that, especially if you're into these some of these movers that we're trading here. If you buy it at a high price and the company is a very thin name like a biotech that doesn't have any revenue and it needs to raise cash frequently, that stock's going to end up going down in price, and it might not ever get back to where you had bought it at. There are some cases where stocks you can buy that are actually real robust companies and have revenue, pay a dividend. Depending on where you buy those, it might be okay to hold on to. But as far as day trades go, we're if the company you're day trading doesn't have those stats, like it's not if it doesn't have revenue and it doesn't have enough cash on the balance sheet, it's probably not going to be very good hold at all. It could end up just going right down to zero. Ryan, I don't know if you want to chime in at all, but
yeah, I definitely do. Okay, are you done? Yeah. So this is not a dumb question at all, Steve.
No.
And I think that I appreciate you for actually asking this, because this is something that we talk about with new traders all of the time. I'm more of a buy and hold trader. So if I'm being honest, Steve, if everything's going well, so am I. I'd actually rather buy something, hold it for a couple of months, and then sell it at a tremendous gain, as opposed to some of this scalping on some of this really fast-moving stuff. So I'm with you on that part. If a day trade is not working, instead of selling a day trade at a loss, wouldn't you just hold it as a long? No, you wouldn't. Especially with some of the names that we're trading. Smoke Tuna mentioned it here. We are day trading junk. Mm-hmm. So careful holding these. Let me tell you a story about Rice Brand Technologies. Okay, RIBT. Is this still a ticker? Yeah. Okay, it's 8 cents. So let me tell you a story about Rice Brand Technology here. When I had first started trading about 2014, 2015, no, the stock wasn't $30. This has done a reverse split. Take a look at this chart. This was what was supposed to be a day trade, and it went against me, and it was thin. So I was down, I think probably like a full dollar, maybe close to $1. It was down more than I wanted to be for a day trade. And I started reading about the company, and I was like, I really want this to work. I really want this to work. And it, the talk about what the company was going to do for making food healthier, and I was buying it all up, meaning I was accepting the story that I was reading. And as you can see, this stock went to 8 cents. You should not just indiscriminately hold things. If you're going to hold things, you should have a plan. And furthermore, when you accept a trade, you should have a plan for every trade that you take. So if I say to myself, I'm going to day trade this, that means that I'm going to be out of this by the end of the day. It's already part of my plan. I don't need to be adjusting the plan on the fly. That is how you get yourself in trouble. By the way, KTTA going here. This is popping,
nice.
Popping here. So no, Steve, I really think that each individual trade should be treated as such. Whatever your plan is, you should stick to your plan. If you are I'll use another example here, like a stock like Costco, which I would love to hold. If I decide to day trade some Costco and it's of a size that I feel okay holding overnight, then maybe, because I also happen to have a long-term view and a long-term thesis on that stock, maybe I would just kind of consider that an ad. But a straight up day trade only plan, then turning into an investment, no, stay away from that. Stay away from that.
Hopefully that helps you out. And your question was not dumb at all. It's something that
not dumb at all. No such thing as a dumb question here.
It's something that a lot of folks get into trading and they don't ask that kind of question.
Yep.
And then they end up stop trading because they didn't ask those kind of questions. So it's a good question.
KTTA, this is okay. So now we're above this trend line. So if this holds here, this might be a new support. Let's call it $7 for an entry here. So all out of KTTA, we're 2 for 2 on this one. This comes back in a little bit around that 7 and holds that. I would say that might be another spot to maybe add here. Ooh. Just keep in mind that we are a little bit extended from the VWAP. So if we break, you actually might see a knife here. I'd be careful if you don't have profits in this one already.
FULC might be coming down.
And here you go. Smoke Tuna saying it has a lot of resistance. It needs to hold and confirm this level in order to go higher. I would agree with that. Okay. Which is that FULC 13? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
It just came right back down through VWAP, losing some EMAs in the process. MACD looks like it's rolling over. Maybe it gets some support at 4. Not sure. Let's see what happens, but I am not in this one. LESC with a little bit of a pull too, still above VWAP. DTSS had come in over the past 20 minutes, and they have found a base to turn around and try to get back up to VWAP. VWAP at 256 on my broker. KTTA still pushing. This thing might go to 8.
750 is my next spot here.
Yeah, 750. That's
Yep.
from the intraday high, and that's where we rejected this morning. I have a level here at 8. Above that, I don't have anything above that. I'll have to look and see what's next. But 8 would be my next target here for
Jay, I did not.
KTTA.
Anyone take spot with me? Nice green red pull. It was up 9 days in a row. I did not. I can't remember what your entry was there.
Got a big wall here at KTTA at 738 that needs to get past here first. What else is happening here? We're getting some weakness in the market. A lot of these names are starting to turn around.
T-Bio, look at that.
What
Cal
happened?
had that initial pop right out of the open, retraced it. Now it's below the VWAP. T-Bio has just broken down. This dipped out of the open, went right back to the VWAP, and then rejected like Mutombo to the lows.
Well, it was fun while it lasted, T-Bio. All right, KTTA, are you done too? Or are you just shaking out the weak hands? Oh, right back down to VWAP.
On
That got picked
KTTA?
up. Yeah,
Ooh.
bit of weakness there.
Excuse me, had to sneeze there. All right, so we went back to the trend line here. So we're trying to hold that. I've got, okay, so let's do a VWAP check here.
Oh, big size came in at 7.
683. Here we go. This is going to be your VWAP pull. This is what we were looking for on KTTA.
Well, matching candlesticks never a good sign.
Okay, so you see on this graph, I've got 672 as the VWAP here on KTTA. Let's see if we can get there.
The buyers coming in. Looks like the buyers might be coming in. All right, what's the SPY doing? I don't want to keep staring at that one forever.
SPY is taking short measured moves to the downside here.
Yeah, it looks like there's quite a gap to fill with the SPY. But I think that might just be, let's see here. Let's take a look at this.
Okay, KTTA now trading on some volume here beneath the VWAP. So if this doesn't bounce here, 650 looks to be next. Smoke Tuna, what do you think? If this holds 650, do you still think it might have the strength to trade back up? Be curious to know what you think.
Certainly trying to push, isn't it?
By the way, Janet Yellen is speaking live. I see it on CNBC here. She's talking to Steve Leisman in New York. I can't hear it, but she's talking live now.
Okay, so one thing that I see with the SPY already is that it came down to 572.74. That's just underneath the previous all-time high of 572.88. So getting some support from the previous all-time high. Let's see if that holds. KTT support at 950.
590.
I'm sorry, 590. Jeez, I just completely dyslexic.
I know. I do the same thing sometimes. That's why I always apologize because I feel dumb. It happens to the best of us, though. 13. Oh, what else is going on here? What else is going on here?
Well, GoTo is still slowly moving up. New intraday high of 372.
Hey, check it out. Our good old Hardcore back above 90. So here's the whole thing with Hardcore. We had been talking about this for a while now. I do have some here. My average is like 70 cents, so I'm doing pretty good on this one. We talked about them having a receivable for about $9 million that they could not add to the balance sheet.
And they kept it on there as debt.
Yeah. Now, and they put it on there as debt. That was that.
Yeah.
Remind me, was that May? What was that?
It was May 13th.
Here it is. Here it is. May. Yeah, dude, your memory is a steel trap. May 13th. We actually had this piece of news here, real quick, and it explains what we're talking about here. Hardcore announced the sale of a Go IPO client's warrant to a Japanese financial institution for $9 million during the first quarter. $5 million was received, with the remaining $4 to be received in April. With the referral fees less of $3.36 million, the company generated $5.64 million in net sales. However, due to specific accounting treatments and stipulations in the warrant agreement, which is not something we often go through here, Hardcore will not recognize the $9 million as revenue on the balance sheet until the client becomes publicly listed company, which is expected to occur in the fall of 2024. Until then, the $9 million will be classified as debt on the balance sheet. So think about this. As soon as this company goes public, the $9 million is going to move from debt to revenue. That should absolutely impact this stock. Now, let's go up to the news that just happened. First of all, we actually had a guide here. It was in this PR. I'm sorry that they did it this way, but let me open the PR so you can see it. They talk about this here, but then right beneath it, they actually give some guidance here. So revenue between 19 and 23 million. We're talking about a $9 million receivable that was listed as debt that's now going to go to revenue. That's pretty big for this company. And guess what happened yesterday? Their Go IPO client, SBC Medical Group, begins trading on NASDAQ. So I think that you can actually expect this receivable to be mentioned in the next earnings report. When is that report? Unconfirmed for November 11th. So it's going to be right there about beginning of mid-November. I've been waiting for this since we first identified this as a potential trade. Hardcore up 14.5% here. I know what you guys are thinking, but Ryan, that's a penny stock. Yes, but this is a penny stock with a very specific story that was outlined by our happy hour group, and now it appears to be working.
And it may
Sorry
end up
for the rant.
result.
Say again?
No, it's great. It's a great rant. And it may end up going over $1. So there's still some time left to get into it before we get that ER that mentions the that change from debt to cash. It'll be nice. Looks like
Okay.
LASE found some support at VWAP. I be careful because it still seems like the market is coming down some more. As a matter of fact, SPY is under 573 now. Trying to get support from that previous all-time high.
KTTA. MACD is curling here. MACD opening up into supply. Okay. Duo is fun. It's like playing the penny slots. Mark, hopefully you're winning again.
Line Atlas, that's not a bad idea. I mean, I have a good cash position right now because I'm expecting, to execute a little bit of a shopping list. I have been selling some of my over 1 year longer term positions and starting some new ones just very carefully. I think it's great to have cash, especially with how extended we've been and if you've been taking profits. And we still haven't really seen too much of that weakness in the seasonality yet. So yeah, I think it's not a bad idea. Plus, if you're holding the cash, depending on what your broker is, they might be you might be holding it in a cash account that has a yield on it, like 4.5%. I don't know.
Jonathan Cooper mentioning Bitcoin here. Bitcoin futures just taking out 65K. Oh man, that move to 100K is going to be so violent. It's going to be awesome.
We haven't been up here in a while. Let's see. Last time we were up here. Gosh, it's been a while. What was this? I want to say it was August, but I think we were a little bit higher than that, which means July. Comments on MSS, that one that we traded earlier this week. Isn't that? Oh, it's up a little bit today. It kind of looks like it's still in the process of like of flagging. It needs to recapture the 200-day SMA.
Volume is less than impressive.
Oh yeah. So I don't know what kind of news it gets to push it over the 200, but that's what I think needs to happen.
Duo, look at Duo still printing. Who's still trading Duo? What a move. What a move. We don't normally look at penny stocks. This was a penny stock that went to a dollar stock just in one day here. SXTC, this is another one, China penny name. This is actually curling up. I'm not sure if this reaches a dollar, but this is curling. CAPR, this is one from yesterday. It's like it's not breaking down any further. Holding in here.
Oh,
FULC pulled back. Okay.
So I guess with MSS, the thought here is because of the way they guided that they're going to have good quarters going forward. I mean, especially if they're guiding between 120 and 125 million for the entire fiscal year of 2025. I think that's that sounds like a big improvement over what they've had this year, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, so it looks like they didn't even get. They're not going to even get to 100 million this year, I think. But anyway, okay. So I see your point here. Plus, they have a lot of short interest.
On which one?
And I wonder if that's just a result of the reverse split.
Which ticker are you talking about? 13.
Nope, they didn't do a reverse split.
Am I muted?
No, I was having issues with my headset. It was so if you were saying something to me, I
was. What ticker are you talking about?
MSS.
MSS. Oh.
We traded this earlier this week.
Yeah.
This was the I think this is the Asian specialty grocery retailer.
Yep.
Yes,
I believe you are correct. Fast growing specialty grocer.
All right. Anyway, what's making the moves? Looks like KTTA is still trying to figure out if it wants to recapture VWAP or not.
This move less intriguing here at this point on KTTA. Actually looks like this might break down. And by the way, that last kind of curl off the VWAP took us right to the trend line. Just when I say it's going to break down, what does it do, 13? You guessed it. It pops up higher.
There was a little pop there.
A little bit.
We need more volume than this. Let's see, what is it doing? It's like we need over like 500 shares, 1,000 shares traded in order to really get this thing moving. Over a minute would even be even better, but less than that doesn't really look like it's going to do a whole lot.
Yeah, and Smoke Tuna, I'm in agreement with you here. It's just taking too long. It's not really doing the thing. It likely needs to break down before it has some more strength here. I'm with you on that, Tuna. Direct details. We don't need the spam, dude. If you want to take a look at Mara, we can do that, but you don't need to spam it. Please don't do that. Here is the Mara chart, though, with this big move in Bitcoin. Mara did a really nice job kind of staying above the VWAP and setting some of those highs.
KTTA, there's the breakdown.
Boom, there it goes. Now, the next question is going to be, where do we add this? Oops. Or do we not?
Well, if you don't, then find something else to trade. But if we do, then it looks like I think somebody mentioned 590 earlier, maybe 6.
It was Tuna. Yep.
Yeah. So
low print here, 625. We had that support here at 650. Next one here, maybe 6. Smoke Tuna had 590 mentioned. That actually looks pretty decent in here. See if we get that.
SPY still going down.
So Brian is saying, this is an interesting comment here. Brian's saying, I feel silly doubting the Bears. Guess they showed me today. LOL. Brian, I refer you to a comment from Jay Rice earlier, who outlined how difficult it actually is to day trade right now because most of these gains happen in the after hours, right? That is absolutely what we're seeing here. So we are getting a little bit of a pullback here. SPY is still up 0.5% despite the pullback that we're currently getting. So it is what it is, man. It's definitely it's definitely difficult, especially when most of that up movement happens in the after hours or in the nighttime sessions.
Yeah, and I was wrong about
You
the
can ask
bulls.
you can ask some of the bears out there how they're doing, and it's
I was wrong
they're not
about the
doing
Micron
great.
bulls. So here we are. I thought that Micron wasn't going to, have as good of a quarter or guidance as they did, and here they are above fair value estimate. I was wrong about that one.
Netflix, Amazon at the lows, Tesla at the lows.
Is there any?
VIX is starting to curl up here. 1567. We'll see if we go above. I wonder if any of this is kind of worrying about the hurricane. I wonder.
I mean, it's possible. I'm
just throwing it out there. I could very easily be wrong. FULC right back to VWAP, by the way. What happened?
I'm just laughing because Linehouse agreeing with me that I was wrong about Micron. It's fine.
I think he's long Micron, right? So I think that's almost like a victory lap there. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, he is. He's doing well.
Easy Java. Take that. I sold all my MU calls. You know what that means. You're going to get a register ring for that. Ring that register, baby. Let's go.
Looks like T-Bio might be trying to a turnaround attempt here.
It did look like it was stopped breaking down earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of flagging here.
All right, here comes a breakdown beneath 625 for KTTA. That level's getting hammered right now. And it's going to lose it? No. It looked like all that that entire set of buy orders just was going to get slapped down and go lower. But as soon as that got taken out, it started to show some strength. But
there is no try asking if it's hard to charge electric cars after a major storm outage. This is actually a decent question. I've wondered this myself.
Well, if there's no utilities operating,
there's no power. I'm not sure how you're going to do that. Yeah,
I'm not trying to be a smartass about it. I just think
me either.
I mean, we're gonna get some. I mean, Duke Energy already sounded the alarm about how the storm could cause problems in Carolina. So it's sure, yeah, absolutely.
And some of these cities have power grid problems when there isn't a hurricane, and they tell you not to charge your electric car. So I mean, now you're talking about what happens when some of the grid goes down because of the power. I don't know, man. And then furthermore, like conceptually, this is another reason why banning gas cars is one of the dumbest ideas to ever come out of any politician's mouth. Literally one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And I don't really think that that's going to happen.
Have to buy a diesel generator. Well, hey, I mean,
ticker GNRC generator, baby.
Yeah, they're natural gas and propane. I think
just generator in general.
I think generators in general. I think for diesel, I think Polar Power might be the junky penny name you want to take a look at for that. But yeah, so portable power is going to be something that is going to help alleviate the woes that you get from having no utilities after a hurricane like that. All right, so KTTA continuing to head lower. T-Bio, that's starting to come back up. I mean, it might start to get back up to VWAP here. Let's see what happens at the 415 area.
CNEY is in our penny stock that's ripping here.
Why? Oh yeah.
Jay, what level are you looking at here? Tesla red, spot got mauled, Netflix this week, come to Papa. Jay, what are you looking? Are you looking for help us out here with your trading plan instead of some of the cryptic stuff? Are you looking to buy this for a long at a particular level? What are you thinking to do here on this?
If he's saying Netflix week, come to Papa, it sounds like he wants to go long.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm just asking for clarification on that.
Let me see what we got here with that. All right, so man, what a massive uptrend this thing is in.
Jay, dude, I watch like literally 1,000 posts per half hour come through the chat. I can't remember them all, man. Just remind us what it is.
Is this bringing some kind of sport to Netflix? Is that what, or the UFC?
You know, there was talk earlier on CNBC about that, about, you know, how the NFL could, in theory, do a deal with Netflix where you would have to subscribe to Netflix to see the games.
Well, you already have to subscribe to Peacock and Amazon Prime in order to see some of them.
Now, see, that's the thing. So Amazon, I've already had. I almost don't even consider that a streaming service, just because I've had it for a decade prior to the streaming service being released for other reasons. Streaming service was just gravy on top of that. The Peacock one is interesting, though, because I actually get access to Peacock from having a cable subscription. So that's not even an added cost for me. If they go to Netflix, though, I mean, that would be something else. I know a lot of people have Netflix. I'm one of like the lone holdouts, but man, if the NFL goes there, I'd have to go there too. Chris is saying that the WWE, I wouldn't consider that a sport, but the WWE on Netflix in 2025.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, what's the buy level here on Netflix? I guess is what I'd be interested in. I have 701 is a pretty interesting level that it was trying to get back. It was trying to break above for, you know, since August, and finally did this month. So kind of curious what we're thinking here in terms of levels to jump into this at.
Neo retracing the entire gap here on Chinese. Are the rest of the Chinese stocks look to be behaving a little bit differently? Something different going on here on Neo. Yeah, Baba's resolving higher here. The rest of these look good. TME actually has given back that gap. Interesting.
Getting a question about why we think Duo has run like it has. Well, it could be a number of things. It could be the short interest that's helped lift it higher. Could be the theme that it's on with some of these other stocks we've traded, where, you know, delisting brings a lot of attention to the stock, and if it's low enough float, it gets pushed up as a result of all the eyes being on it. This one has a float of a little more than 6 million shares, so kind of in that range. But so I think it's a number of contributing factors, because I don't really see what else could be moving this up. I don't really have a good read on their income. Their balance sheet looks okay, but yeah, other than that, I just don't have any real good solid idea of why it is. I think it's more just the theme and the short interest.
Jay Wild, great call here. I didn't have Squawk on today, but it looks like this was a potential scalp here on whatever news got squawked. What was that? You want to tell us what that was? Is this it?
Oh,
Thursday. Yep, this must have been it.
And Duo, also the China pump as well. Yes.
Fed crucial review for lifting cap. Maybe not. Let us know. What was that squawk, Jay Wild? You know what? I actually might be able to figure that out here myself. Yep. BFC build. Yeah, it was that. Shares getting a pop here. Yeah, that was it. No, Jay, you were right. That was it. Interesting. Interesting on Wells Fargo. That would actually been a pretty decent trade. I'm sorry I didn't take that one.
T-Bio is still coming back. LASE, that one is also coming back up, trying to flirt with 14. Remember, this thing is still pretty spready, though. 30-cent spread in LASE right now. Be careful. T-Bio just looks like the MACD is starting to curl. It looks like we might get some resistance around 415. So we'll see what happens there. But so far, it looks like it's trying to come back up.
You got the opposite problem in KTTA. That MACD looks like it's continuing to expand to the downside. Price looks like it's leaking. Yikes, KTTA.
Well, let's see what happens when it gets down to that area we were talking about, like
Yeah.
around 6 or 590. That's probably about where it's going to start to turn around if it doesn't do it right here.
BNZI is back, courtesy of the tuna. Bonsai, are we going to start
Lord.
screaming it again? Looks like this is trading back up to 6. I'd love to see this get above 6. Give us some more action here.
Is there news or something?
No, I mean, this is just, I don't think so. I guess I should check here. No, news here is from Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, they already got their fund raising out of the way, so No risk of that happening, I suppose. Anyway. KTT got an order block. IWM grinding back to VWAP. It's X curve.
Mark saying my 1 second chart on Duo indicates volatility. Dude, a 1 second chart. Is that even a thing? Is that even like a real thing?
Yeah.
I can imagine that would give me heart palpitations.
Some broker might call it buy tick. So sure, you can bring that up there and absolutely have the most incredible anxiety ever, or you can just go to a longer time frame.
God, there's so many penny stocks on this list here. AMLI, SXTC, CNEY, which we were taking a look at. It feels like there's a lot of penny stocks moving here today.
Webcoin uses a nanosecond chart.
That's some galaxy brain stuff right there, Webcoin.
How many fractions of a cent are you making in that time? I'm just kidding.
He's taking scalping to a new level with that.
Yeah, micro scalping. Michelle Espinoza asking about BZ.
Ticker BZ, of course, not us.
Yeah, it's up 12%, almost 13% today. I guess this is another China name. Yes. Online recruitment platform. You got to be kidding me, guys. You got to be kidding. All we had to do was smack talk at 13. Look at what's happening. Good. I mean, it's coming back in now, so maybe I got a little ahead of myself, but literally I talked about it, you talked about it, I talked about it again, then I took it off the screen and it ramped. It's like, well, are you kidding me? Let's keep talking about it. Is this piece of crap ever going to get back up to VWAP? Now, come on, do it. 13 out here just trying to get it done. Honestly, though, if we feel pretty good about this, maybe kind of holding this level here and curling back towards it, I mean, it's already kind of shown that it's going to try to do that. Maybe there is an opportunity in here. Oh, we shall see. Smoke Tuna saying I would take a test of the low there. Funkadelic Bob saying, did they take any trades today? Yes. Yeah. Of course. There's been trading. Look at whoever called DTSS, great mention, because this thing is absolutely flying now. This is the trade. Speaking of taking trades, this is the one we should have taken here today. Well, it's in the past now. But no, I mean, look, no. I'm saying, like, in terms of setup, like this is always what I'm looking for right here. Yeah. Volume expansion through a key level. In this case, VWAP, probably the most often used key level. And look at what we're getting off this. And if this keeps up, it's going to go through that intraday high of 287, blast through it, take it to 3. Who called this initially when it was halt? Was this a Webcoin or was this a Jonathan Cooper? One of you guys was on this one. I am sorry if I'm misremembering the name, whoever it was. Yeah, this is the one that has the gap and the high 3 handles around 375. Let's see if we even get up there. If we get it there to 375, we'd probably fill in the gap to Edward. 460. There you go. Good one, Edward. Very steady. Looking like he's watching DTSS as well. The volume here is low, Tuna, but look what happens when it expands. And now we're actually going for that high here. Let's see what happens. Jonathan Cooper, I think it's just going to depend on what how the market reacts to the print. I think the rally might be over more with what happens on Tuesday. If we don't get that strike contract resolved by then, East Coast ports and Gulf ports are shutting down. DTSS, by the way, this is absolutely a resistance level. So as far as like to up and right through it, didn't even have enough time to say that. Here we go. Going through, I would be at least selling partial into this. Look, by the way, we just talked about expanding volume. Look what happened. The volume stick in this window expanded past the last one. Are you surprised that the high got taken out? Because I'm not. Now we're going to knife back in here, see where it settles. I would definitely sell it. You get these pops here, especially these big ones on this volume. Don't be afraid to lighten your position into that. Maybe you don't have to sell it all if you think it's going to keep going, but don't be afraid to lighten into that. MSS liked what I had to say, huh?
Did you drive that one?
I sure hope I didn't, but it's moving.
I sure hope I didn't. This is up here at the highs. Hey, good morning. Stay focused. Good to see you. Hope you guys are well. We are. Look, we are well here. We're worried about our southern kin, if you will. Those folks that are in the south that are about to be blasted by Helene. Those are the ones that we're looking out at. It's been a good morning here, though. Been a pretty good morning. The calls have been legit, and they've been coming fast and furious from all different angles.
And we got some folks in here absolutely killing it.
Absolutely killing it. Amazon's still at the lows. Apple, actually, this is interesting here. We talked about some of these Mag 7 names being weak earlier. Apple, complete reversal off the lows. This went right back to its pre-market area. Let's see if it can actually go higher here. Morning, Austin.
EBS, thoughts, news. Oh, don't worry about me. Stay focused. I'm not in that path. I'm well away from it. And Micron is looking like it wants to head lower. Lose 110 maybe.
I'm sorry. It's fine. I'll be honest, man. The range that I had on Micron, it was way too wide. It was down here at like 108 and then up here at like 113. We got this head fake pop, and really it's still in that range here. So that might have to tighten that up for another trade here. We'll see if Micron actually breaks out of this and goes lower. Meta goes red. Weren't we saying earlier that everyone was in profit that bought Meta when it hit new all-time high here today? It did, didn't it?
Did it hit all-time high?
You sure did.
Zach's going to probably sell.
Yeah, look, dude. Yesterday, the high was 576.88. Today, it was 577.40. So not even by a dollar. But yes, we did set a new high and came right back in.
So EBS, the news today is that they exercised contract options to pick up more Tembexa, procure additional Tembexa to support national preparedness efforts. I guess I need to read into what this means. Did they execute an order contract and they're getting the money, or what is going on here? I guess I don't know what they mean with this headline. I'd have to read into it some more. But
this is the EBS headline, is that right?
Yes,
Emergent Biosolutions.
That's why it looks like it's up today. That and maybe this continuation of yesterday, because it had news yesterday as well. So maybe some R-ball on that front. But if we're seeing, I guess this is going to be something that continues to trickle up with the MPOX news. That hasn't gone away yet. But I don't want to say that that's something we should all start jumping into on this MPOX outbreak. Don't think it's going to be anything close to COVID. Anything close. But yes, absolutely.
Here BNZI, so it did break that little intraday triple top and went higher here. This is actually right in the middle of the consolidation area from yesterday. This area was not able to drive the price higher. It looks like we were stopped there at 650 and then broke down. So it'll be great to see if we can get above that. That would be something to watch here. BNZI. And for all of you that want to have some fun today, yeah, you have my permission to yell bonsai all day. Yes, of course.
Looks like T-Bio is still trying to get going here. A little sideways action, but the MACD is indicating that it wants to move up.
More spot puts trimmed here from Jay. Jay, I got to be honest, man. We need a little bit more of an alert on your entries here. They've been so good. They've been so good, but I don't recall you saying really anything here about puts on spot. This is monster. Nice job there. Nice trim. Nice trim.
Is this it with T-Bio? Is this what we're going to get? Looks like it really wants to get back above 4, but it's got some sellers in the way.
SMCI halted. Whoa, Did they release their 10K? What's going on here? I might have to turn on Squawk for this. Sorry if you guys hear it.
Justice Department probes SMCI. Former employee accused AI server of making
Accounting
account violations.
Yep.
Early stage attorney's officer.
Oh.
Well,
Wow. So let me ask, sorry, 13, did anyone hit this short into the halt here? SMCI.
wow. Okay.
Shares of McDonald's hitting an
Webcoin,
all-time
good
high,
shout there.
377.
I noticed Stay Focused comment, but I see that you mentioned this here too.
Micro Charlie Delta.
We can hear the squawk still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what's crazy about that? I can't hear it. That's so wild. The way that this sharing works, I don't understand. You know what? I might need to get good old AT in here. How is this?
385 for
You guys
SMCI.
got free squawk. Enjoy it.
385 for SMCI. I think that's where, I mean, you said it's halted, right? Yeah. That's where I'm looking for it to go out of that halt, 385.
Okay. Whew. SMCI, man. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, anyone that had near term or near the money puts is probably doing the money dance right now on their table.
Jay Rice, I appreciate what you've given us, man.
Ryan, you have to look at the sound channel. Yeah, but you know what? It's more than that too, because I use this mixer and I have everything going through the mixer. Here, let's see what we have here. Audio. Mic.
Dell, the opposite of SMCI. I would say yes, because they actually released their financial reports. That's the only reason. That's kind of a jerk statement, but I stand by it. Yeah.
Things like that. That's all.
Uh-oh. You I don't know if it's me or you, but you sounded robotic there, and your screen has frozen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but it sounds like you're going digital.
It's for me. Let's take over.
Okay. Well, let's see what's moving while he gets that taken care of. Looks like T-Bio is making those moves. Okay, you're starting to move again. I think that hiccup may be over.
Yeah, it's definitely me. My stream got cut here too. Do I sound better now?
You sound better now. You're coming in clear.
Okay.
It's as if it never happened.
Okay, well, you know what? Skynet tried to take over and we just had to slap it down. That's all.
Yeah. Come with me if you want to live. Looks like T-Bio still trying to get back up to 4, almost there. KTTA, man, everything is really slowing down. I wonder, do you think this once SMCI opens that really pulls the queues down?
I mean, I gotta think so. I mean, we've seen the SPY trade down here. I mean, I think that you had just mentioned things slowing down here. I wouldn't be shocked if this all of a sudden now SMCI is on the screens of people.
Sam Abs, SMCI is halted because the Justice Department is probing them for making accounting violations.
Correct. Big Bees said this is headed to 200. Smoke Tuna says KTTA is done.
Looks like it's just falling asleep right where it is. So it could be one of the ones that comes back later in the day, as some of these have a habit of doing.
Yeah, but you actually brought up a really good point here with SMCI. I actually think this might kind of draw some interest out of it. Here, let me see. I'm getting blown up here from work. I
think I saw it open. Yeah, you have it unhalted there, right?
Please.
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah. Yep. And lower we go. So do we bounce here? Anyone taking this trade for a bounce? Anyone trading SMCI for a bounce? Jay's saying stay away from it. Don't mess with them. Do their homework.
Okay, so it looks like as soon as you start making comments about SMCI, that's when your computer starts to go haywire and you lose connection. So don't talk about SMCI again, because that seems to really mess with your internet. Yeah, it's wild how it's kind of just holding up here. I still think we go down to 385. I mean, and some other calls for lowers seems fine too. The typical power hour, so that's going to be the last hour in the market trading. So if you're central, that's 2 to 3 p.m.
All right, folks, we do have a CBOE webinar right when we're done here. I'm going to be sending you over there just in case I can't tell you what's going on because my computer decides to drop its connection. You folks know now.
Just it's that one stock that shall not be named that keeps, every time.
Oh, I'm going to do it. SMCI.
Okay,
SMCI,
here we go.
SMCI. That reminds me of that zero clip that I showed you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0.
All right,
Oh,
connection.
Are we losing it again? Oh,
Anybody hear Ryan? I can't hear Ryan anymore.
You're just trolling.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh, how about thinking about it? That's a great connection. That's a great connection. I don't think they are connected, but that's funny. I like it. All right, so
here, that's sure.
Oh, see what happens? Oh man, I just had to wait. Tell me 0 again, Ryan.
0.
That was the choppiest 0 I've ever heard. Oh man. No, between 10 and 11. No, that's not power hour. That's right before lunch. That's when you start to see volume start to leave the market. Hey, Zunaid, how's your connection this morning?
I was freaking out because I didn't know what was happening. I thought it was my fault, so I restarted.
It was your fault. I'm blaming you.
I was in the other stream. I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, my video's back. My quotes are back. My broker's okay.
Yeah. He just keeps mentioning that one stock, and it just causes
SMCI, baby.
Here he goes. He's gonna lose his connection.
SMCI again, MFers. I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna keep pushing it.
What happened there? What's the news?
They're being probed by the Justice Department.
Yep, accounting issues, and they still haven't released that report.
Who's the head of that task force? I wonder.
How do you spell Enron? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Entertainment. And I didn't mean to say the E word. I didn't mean to say the E word. My bad. My bad, y'all.
That is funny. That is funny.
Yikes. Damn, I can't believe I missed this trade. Anyway, speaking of volatility, I wanted to quickly give a sneak peek of what's coming up next, if y'all don't mind.
Sure.
All right. At 11 o'clock, we've got a webinar with SIBO where we're going to talk about how to manage volatile markets, aka when you see something like SMCI happen in the SPY or the Qs, how can you go and adjust? We are also going to touch on the VIX. A lot of people mentioned, hey, the VIX is doing this, the SPY is doing that. Well, how do you trade the VIX? And especially with it being an election year, you can expect a lot of volatility in the markets as well. You want to go ahead and find a way to take advantage of certain opportunities, not just to make money, but to also protect your gains and your losses as well and have some downside protection. Tune into this webinar. We are doing it with Rob from CO. He is absolutely phenomenal. Had great conversations with him in the past. He is the Senior Vice President, Global Head of Product Innovation. So should be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. And I appreciate you guys letting me talk about it for a couple of minutes.
Hey, Zunaid, you might want to stick around here because in case Skynet takes over and knocks me off, someone is going to need to end this stream so we can go to that CBOE webinar. So just saying, you might want to be a backup here.
I will put you on above this monitor here, and I will go to my other webinar screen because as soon as you end, I got to start there. So
look at this. We got Zunaid's got 6 hands, baby. He's doing everything over here.
I do. All right. White Chocolate wants you to talk about Apple. I'm going to go back to the other stream. And
that's actually American Airlines, but good. GL.
Yeah, airlines are moving with.
Did I mention I was dyslexic? All right, I'm out.
Yeah, airlines are moving with Southwest Q3 guidance.
There you go. SMCI halted again.
It's one of those rising tide lifts all ships kind of thing with this airline news from LUV.
Market is just really just straight down here. SPY straight down.
I think we just got a big pull in KTLA under 6. Yes, we did.
KTTA?
Sorry, KTT.
Yeah, we should be already out of that. Oh, but you know what? That 590 spot, that was the tuna support level. Are we going to get that? Here
Well,
it is.
we hit it. Yeah, we hit it. So this would be where it would be expected to turn around. I know Smoked Tuna thought this is done. I mean, this drop here kind of indicated that, but you know, it's one of those things where you just got to wait and see what happens later on in the day. This may end up turning around. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, see if it bounces at that 590.
Yo, J. Michael.
Oh, dude.
J. Michael, ringing the register on that short on SMCI. Well done.
And down to 398. Did this thing halt again?
Yeah, this is halted to the downside. Wow. Big B's bought some at 25 cents. Oh, let's go. I meant to give you the register ring, but both of those sound effects will work, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, going right down to that 385. I think that's where we go out of this open, or out of this halt. They're going to split on October 1st.
You're going to be like a $5 stock.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you know, good luck. Now, let's see. What is that doing with the Qs? I'm really curious to see how Qs are. Wow. That's a big drop in the Qs. Okay. Well, what are we all thinking about this? I think that buy the dippers come in now. $378 bid. Wow.
Okay, it is 10. We got to end here. We got to send you over to that CBOE webinar unless Junaid's already done it. Folks, you guys were awesome here today. Really good stuff here today. 13, got any closing thoughts real quick?
Hey, folks, just stay awesome. If this market's starting to turn around, Black Lion Atlas is saying maybe free up some cash, get ready to go shopping when we start to get some new lows in these stronger names. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, folks. Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.